I know.
We are bracing for a major winter snow. Welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. It is 10 o'clock, and moments ago, Angela has been talking to Sean Ash in her little Apple Watch, briefing each other about some changes in what is happening. So
Yes.
what
Because
is the
I can't
latest?
believe he's that
happening?
excited.
He is that excited. Meanwhile, he's working sunrise, which for you that don't know, that starts at 4 a.m.
So Sean,
So-
go to bed.
Go to bed. Well, and I look at this data back there. We have 3 to 4 new sets of data sets coming in, and they're all shifting it a little farther south, which means the heavy band would shift a little farther south. So it starts to make me sweat, and I keep checking my phone, waiting for him to text me, and sure enough, he's still awake, because I wasn't going to text him
Right.
because I
Thinking
thought
he's
he'd be asleep. I almost texted his wife to say, is he still up? So yeah.
So the heaviest band of snow is the color of Felicia's beautiful
It's pink.
dress.
Yes.
And so
So we'll bring that up just so
Yeah.
you know what we're talking about if you haven't been following along. We are monitoring this developing winter storm. Developing, still the key word there.
Right.
The leading edge is getting close to the southern part of the state in the form of rain. Where we have that heavy snowfall potential extends from about Lafayette to Peru, Indianapolis to just south of 70. But now the thinking is, do we need to shift that pink a little farther south?
Okay.
So maybe we can show folks at home. So this is the area of high snowfall potential, the greatest snowfall potential. But now with the track a little farther south, we may need to include Bloomington, Nashville, Columbus, Greensburg, in that 5 to 7 inch range. So I've kind of circled that area that we have 3 to 5, and my arrow that I had to draw by hand, which I'm not a very good artist, but signifying that we may have to shift that pink area a little farther south. So that's something I'm going to be thinking about between now and 11 o'clock. But if you're watching from that area, Bloomington, Columbus, Greensburg, just know latest track has it a little farther south. You would be on the high end of that 3 to 5, if not me pushing you into that 5 to 7.
Okay, so people here in Marion County, are we thinking that we're still in the 5 to 7, or are we
Yes.
3 to 5?
No, we're still going to be 3 to 7 or
Okay.
5 to 7. The 3 to 5 looks to be maybe our bust would be Lafayette, Peru. I still think a large area is in that 5 to 7 range, if not all of central Indiana, with a few places even higher. It's just that area of concern, the southern part. Do we need to add you to that 5 to 7 inch range?
And the snow that's coming is going to be kind of a wet, heavy snow. Is that what you're guessing?
Yes, heavy, wet snow. So there will be some compaction with temperatures at or above freezing. There will be some melting, but we talked about this during the early news. The snowfall rates, it's going to come down so fast that that outweighs the fact that we're going to be at or above freezing. So it piles up so quickly that even though the ground is relatively warm, all of it's not going to melt as it comes in contact with the ground. So we still think tomorrow morning is a mess for a good part of the area. We've got numerous delays and cancellations, schools that are either using a flex day or they're turning it into an e-learning day. So just follow along. The app on your phone is going to be a great resource the next 24 hours. That's live Doppler 13 radar. Expand the view and you can see the snow is now approaching St. Louis. So it's covering the southern half of Missouri, and all of that is coming our way. And this extends all the way back through parts of Oklahoma, where they've been dealing with several hours of heavy snow, and that's what we anticipate for us just before sunrise tomorrow. FUTURETRAK 13, again, talked about this during the early. I think we're overdoing the coverage of the rain at 11 o'clock because the leading edge, some of that evaporates. So it's not all hitting the ground, but that will change as we get into the early part of tomorrow, especially after 1, 2 in the morning. The cold air takes over, we get bursts of heavy snow, and that will continue through the morning drive, even through mid-morning. We might get a brief break in a few areas into what we call the dry slot of this storm system, but then the wraparound quickly comes back around, and we're back into some heavy snow threat between 9 a.m. and easily lunchtime before this weather system finally winds up and heads out. So big takeaway from the new data that's coming in, it does look like we need to add Bloomington, Columbus, Greensburg into that 5 to 7 inch range. And that's most likely the adjustment that I'm going to make between now and 11.
So we need to encourage our viewers tonight to get up early tomorrow, be with Chuck Lofton and the rest of the weather team. Sean will be here in the morning beginning at 4 a.m. You're going to want to leave for work or wherever you have to go in the morning. Allow a lot of extra time to get there, because tomorrow morning is not going to be fun on the roads.
No, I had one of our producers ask, okay, what about me? Coming from Fishers, I have to come downtown. I have to be at work at 9, and I told her triple drive time. Well, you don't want to hear that if you've got to be at work at 9 a.m. and that means you're leaving the house at 7:30 when you might usually leave the house at 8:55, 8:50 to get, or not 8:50, you'd be really late. 8:30, you normally leave at 8:30. You now need to leave at 7:30.
Yeah.
Just because, you may drive slow, but not everyone's going to drive slow. There will probably be some slide offs. There will, it's just going to take you longer to get where you're going.
Be thinking about childcare issues tomorrow. If your kids have a delay or a closing tomorrow, be sure to go to WTHR.com. We've got all the snow cancellations there, all the delays and cancellations.
And there are a lot. And I was kind of happy that schools did that ahead of time, just because it is a help to parents that have to, rearrange their day. Can they work from home? Do they work from home if the kids are home? Do they need to adjust childcare? So it's always helpful if you can get it done the night before and not at 6 in the morning when schools decide to cancel for the day.
Sure.
Yeah. So since you're forecasting, what are we having for lunch tomorrow?
What are we having for what is tomorrow?
It'll be a pizza thing. That's a TV thing.
It's a Wednesday.
Do you think that they're going to feed us tomorrow?
Well, they may.
I don't know.
Usually
I think it depends.
Pizza around here when we have snow, right?
And it depends on the severity of the storm and how guilty managers feel if they're at home.
Could get boxed lunches.
See, yeah, we could. See, then I always feel bad taking a box lunch because I'm in here. I'm really not doing any heavy lifting out there.
I try to let them take it first and then I
whatever's
sneak
left.
in and grab. Wait, so in newsrooms, when we do storm coverage or anything special or elections, we get food.
Okay, so if any of the managers are listening, I would take sweets tomorrow. I don't need a boxed lunch, but maybe a cookie.
Oh, there you go.
A crumble cookie or a brownie.
My issue is that I eat my lunch and the box lunch.
But see, if they just brought dessert, then you could eat your own lunch.
Yeah, remember I want those macarons.
All right.
Oh, yeah, there is, oh, we talked about that.
We did talk about that the other day.
There's a place downtown that sells those and a new place in Fishers.
Yeah.
But we digress from winter storm to desserts.
So we want to thank Teresa, Becky, Blaze, Brandy, Devin, Catherine, Dawn. Let's see, Glenn is back with us. Kim, let's see, Janice, Kimberly, Matthew, Becky, Kim, Tammy, Linnell, Catherine, Matthew, a lot of folks, hundreds of folks joining us tonight along the social media line. So again, the top 2 takeaways for folks that are just joining us about this winter storm?
Yes, allow extra travel time. It is still on schedule to be here with a good dose of heavy snow right before the sun comes up, right before that morning drive. The other takeaway, we did just get in 3 to 4 new sets of data, all hinting that the track is a little farther south. That means we're going to push, I think, that heavy snow band, that 5 to 7 inch range, to include Bloomington, Nashville, Columbus, and Greensburg. I don't think I'm going to completely take out Lafayette. I might take out Peru, because the minute I do that, they're going to get 7 inches. So just know that we're all going to be dealing with snow, and some of it's going to be heavy at times, off and on most of the day tomorrow. Comes in a couple of waves, one before sunrise, and then the other one developing toward the end of the morning drive through early afternoon. And a good part of us are going to be dealing with that range of 5 to 7 inches of snow.
All right, we're going to let Angela get back to the Weather Center so she can begin putting together this changing forecast tonight for you at 11 o'clock. And then be sure to join Chuck Lofton and the rest of the team beginning on sunrise at 4 a.m. Get the WTHR Live Doppler 13 app on your phone. That way you can monitor things from home. You've got that interactive radar in the palm of your hand, which is a great thing to do. And Felicia, Angela, good to be with you.
You too.
Snow buddies.
Snow buddies.
We're ready to go.
Sean will have just a few hours of sleep. He'll be
buddies.
entertaining on sunrise at 4 a.m.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you over on Channel 13 at 11 o'clock. Good night.